Good meowing, everyone. I was doing some dream work reflections yesterday, and it turned out that it is in line with the theme of the Gemini New Moon, which I also think I saw is a super new moon that is happening today, tomorrow. And I just want to remind you that the days before, during, and after a new moon can be some of the most intense times of the whole month. So please make sure that you're nurturing yourself and acknowledging the fears, doubts, insecurities, and any sort of dark thoughts that are coming into your mind at this time. And if you can, reach out and either have a therapeutic session with me or someone that you trust and resonate with, or reach out to friends and make sure that you're nurturing yourself and doing something that you love as well. So the theme of the Gemini New Moon collectively is about connecting or reconnecting to our inner child. And for those of you who know me, you probably already know that I stay quite connected with my inner child. It is me, I am her, and sometimes I feel like there is really no difference. But yeah, I had this dream yesterday morning, and it's actually been a recurring dream that I've had, which has often felt like a nightmare. And this time I woke up, or I became aware in the dream that I was dreaming. I was like, wait a second, how do I know this is a dream? And I excitedly ran out from underneath the cover that I was in, and I looked at the sky, and I saw multiple moon phases and this ominous looking sky, and it kind of looked a bit fiery as well. And I thought, oh, well, that's really interesting. What does that mean? And I also noticed, as I was reflecting later, that my necklace has multiple moon phases. And I remember the first one being a waning or waxing crescent as well. Crescent moon as well. So the end of the dream ended up with me running toward my primary school down the path near my year 4 classroom. And when I was reflecting on this dream and all the elements and the symbols, I thought, I remembered actually, because I had forgotten, or they weren't even so clear when I asked for them to come up. All these memories came streaming back of primary school and my childhood that were really amazing to relive. And also, one thing that really stood out to me is that the teachers who I had during these times, a lot of them were actually new teachers, and they had this element of learning through fun and care and through joy, instead of the old corporal or like strict learning of suffering and pain. And I didn't realize until yesterday how much, I mean, I have thought about it a couple times in the past, but I didn't, maybe I recognized a deeper layer of how much these teachers have influenced me. And even to the point where I went to school one day dressed up as a fairy for book week, and I thought that it was fine and the right thing to do. But it turned out that book week was only for, I think, preschool and grade 1. So I ended up rocking up, or was it grade 2? Anyway, I ended up rocking up with my fairy outfit on, excited and ready to go to book week, and being laughed at and being quite shocked. And I ended up hiding in the toilets. And so I don't know if a teacher sort of acknowledged or noticed that something was going on their own, or if maybe a classmate or someone caring informed the teacher that I was in the bathroom crying. And it was just amazing to have someone who has an authority figure to come to me and be gentle and kind and supportive and give me my options of what I could do after that. It was actually one of the most embarrassing moments in my life, and that's what I had thought about it up until yesterday, where I remembered this again, and this time with knowing what I know now, I thought, wow, isn't it incredible to have someone gentle, loving, and supportive when we're going through hard times, and how much that has shaped and influenced me and who I am, and how I am as a person, and how I am professionally in sessions as well. So I just wanted to share that little bit, because the new moon in Gemini is about the inner child and reconnecting to the inner child, and my experience was very vivid in that dream, and the reflections after were just phenomenal. So maybe this is an invitation for you to reflect on your childhood. What lit you up when you were younger? What did you used to do? For me, I used to play on the playground and utilize my imagination, where my sisters and I, we just lived down the road from our primary school, so we actually went to the school playground, and pretended like we were witches or pirates, or the floor was lava. And I remember there was these very significant trees in my primary school that I really connected to, and I still have such a strong and even deeper connection to nature now than I have before. And sometimes in primary school is when we are the most innocent and the most connected to our true selves, and then life and school, going through the school system, can sort of shake things up a bit, and we can get disconnected from our inner child and our innocence and our joy. And I do notice this a lot with the inner child sessions that I do have with adults, that I have had with adults. And I love reconnecting adults back to their inner child. So if you're feeling that at the moment and you'd like to have a session with me, let me know. I have at least 6 more available sessions left before I leave on July 14th. So if that is you, please take advantage of this offer. And speaking of offers, I thought, you know what? Times have been financially tough. So I would really love to offer anyone who books a half an hour or an hour session to get 15 minutes for no extra charge. So essentially you could have a 45-minute session for the price of a 30-minute session, or something like that. So yeah, have a think about what excites you, what excited you back then, what would still bring you that joy and that love and that reconnection with your true self, your inner child, now, if you were to do it. For example, maybe you want to dance to some older music that you loved back then. For me, I really love the 90s music, and almost nothing gets me as excited immediately than S Club 7 and Backstreet Boys and all of those artists. It's like pure energy, and I feel like that's really the vibe of the inner child. It's pure energy. It's unashamedly being who we are, and there's so many elements that we can bring through from our inner child and from the past that are strengths, and that will bring us joy and enrich our lives. So have a think about that, and I really hope and I really trust that it brings through joyous moments for you. And even if it brings up sad moments, that you're able to see the strength in yourself to be able to move through those times, to hold yourself through those times, even from young. Because even from young, we are still incredibly intuitive and incredibly wise. And reflecting on my primary school life, I could see how intuitive I already was and how my psychic abilities were showing up in the world. And I was thinking that everybody experiences life this way. And when I just talked about it as if it was nothing, as if it was part of everyday life, the reactions that I got were not that, which is what made me realize that not everybody experiences the world as we do. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'm sending you so much love and joy and bright blessings on your day and for the rest of the month. Until next time, mwah. I'll see you when you're looking at me or I'm looking at you. Bye for now.